Okay, we're going to try to go through this example about the gross domestic product having an effect on the number of passenger vehicle sales the following year. So you're going to see here that the gross domestic product went up, went down, went up, went up, went up. So this isn't going to tell us how much the gross domestic product is going to go up. It's actually not going to tell us how many passenger vehicles we're going to sell next year. It's going to say if the gross domestic product is doing this and this well, then we should be able to figure out how many passenger vehicles we're going to sell. Now, the reason I have two windows here is because I want to put this all on a table and then start working with it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is walk over to here, press the little plus sign, because I want a table. I'm going to put in a table like this. I'm going to start typing in the values. So first one 6.2, then 6.5, then 5.48, then 6.54, then 7.18, then 7.93. Good. Now let's go back up here like this and go 2.61, 2.675, 2.452, 2.684, 2.824, and 2.988. And now what I'm going to do is go into the next window. I'm now going to go put this back up the other one and just keep switching around from tab to tab if I can. There we go. And let's get that window all the way down. Good. Now, I got blurbies over here, but let's just go see what the questions were. We'll try to type in our answers to the questions as we go. So the first question says, plot the data points to confirm that the data is at least nearly linear. I've plotted some points. As far as I can see, they might be linear, they might not be linear. I want to take advantage of the zoom fit. I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to go press this little magnifying glass over here. When I hover over it, you can see that it actually says zoom fit. When I click on it, I get a much better picture, and that looks actually much more linear than it did before. So it at least looks linear, or at least almost linear. So let's actually add that as a note, because I want to put the answers in here too so you can see them when we're done. The points seem to lie on, or almost exactly lie on, a line. And that's what we mean by linear data. All right, let's go back to the question. It says, using any two of the points, find an equation. All right, well, we need a slope and a point. Let's see here. Okay, let's do this first. Let's write down this as a note. And we're going to say that m, the slope, is going to be the rise over the run. And what I'm going to do is calculate the run using the first two y values. That's going to be 2.675 minus 2.61 divided by the change in the first two x values, which is 6.5 minus 6.2. You can notice I'm in a note right now, so it's actually not calculating anything. So I'm just going to go to the next line. 2.675 minus 2.61 divided by 6.5 minus 6.2. And you can see that it's equal to 0.216667. So I'll just put this in here for now, equals 0.21, lots of sixes. It doesn't really matter. I'm hoping I can copy this one later on. We'll see. Now we want the equation of the line. I'm going to come down here, give myself a few more lines. The equation of the line, then, we'll put it in a note first, and then we'll actually put it in. I want y minus, now I can use any point I want, so I'm going to use the first point, say 2.61, 2.61, 2.61 equals the slope, which is that 0.21666667, oops, times, then I want x minus the x value, which is 6.2, like that. Good. That should be the equation of the line. Now let's just type that in. Y minus 2.61 equals 0.2166666667. I'm not counting those. I'm just putting a lot of them in there. X minus 6.2. And you can see, oh boy, those points really do almost lie in a line. So I'm happy about that. So I think we've actually answered the second question, which was using any 2 to the points. Now it says convert the equation from part A into y equals mx plus b. We can do that. I'll do that in a note first, and then we'll type it in. Putting it in a note, this should just be y equals 2.61. Let's see, let's not do it that way. I'm going to multiply the right-hand side out, so it's going to be 0.216666667 times x minus 0.216666667 times 6.2 plus 2.61. I don't really know what this number is right here, so I'm going to let Desmos make that calculation. 0.216666667 times 6.2. I guess I want that to be negative of that. Plus 2.61. Looks like 1.2 lots of 6s. So what am I going to write down here? I'm now going to write down the equation. Y equals 0.216666667 times x plus 1.266666666. And you can see that the blue equation of the line actually lines up with the red equation of the line. So the equations of the two lines do give me the same line and go through all the points. So we got the lines right, which I'm happy about. It says interpret the slope. Okay, well, interpretation is going to have to go into a note. The slope has units of, let's go back. I think it's millions of vehicles per trillions of dollars. Huh. Millions of vehicles per trillions of dollars. All right, now how am I going to interpret that? Put that in another note. So each increase of $1 trillion of $1 trillion in the gross domestic product will result in about the increase of, that's 0.21 million. How about 217,000 passenger vehicles? I think that's right. I think that's a good interpretation of the slope. Finally, it says, is the vertical slope B meaningful? Well, what would B mean here? It means when the gross domestic product is 0. If the gross domestic product is 0, no one has any money, no one's making any money, so no, it's not. The vertical intercept here is 1.2666666 million vehicles, but would correspond to when the gross domestic product is 0, which means the economy would have completely collapsed. No one's making any money, no one's getting any money, has completely collapsed. How would we write it that way? Has completely collapsed. So no, this is not a meaningful intercept. I can type meaningful. Let's see if we've answered all the questions. Let's see here. We plotted the points, we found a line, we converted the line, we interpreted the slope, And we said, no, the vertical intercept B is absolutely not meaningful. You notice they didn't actually ask us about the horizontal intercept. But I doubt if we ever get a horizontal intercept of 0, right? Because that would be, when we sold 0 vehicles, what would have the gross domestic product have to be? And I'm tending to think that would actually have to be a negative gross domestic product, which would also not be meaningful. So that's the end of our problem. I will post this link to this Desmos page so you can follow along if you want to after you're done.